My name is Shruti Raj. I'm studying in CMS Business School pursuing MBA in Human Resource. So I'll be talking about cross-cultural management. Cross-cultural management is the study of management in a cross-cultural context. It includes the study of the influence of societal culture on managers and management practice, as well as the study of the cultural orientations of individual managers or organization members. So what do you understand by culture? Culture is the characteristic of group of people defined by everything such as language, religion, lifestyle, etc. Different people in different societies have different culture, but they also have some similarities. The culture varies in different things such as clothes, foods, religion, and many others. Facets of culture. First is cognitive, the frame of reference of worldview which provides a backdrop that all new information is compared to or inserted into, that is, values, beliefs, expectation, attitudes, decision. Behavior. Each culture has its own rules concerning proper behavior which affect verbal and non-verbal communication. That is, ritual, rites of passage, codifying behavior, ceremonial behavior. Third is artifacts. Different cultures regulate the display of emotions differently. Some cultures get very emotional while others try to keep their emotions hidden. That is art, literature, fashion, laws and policies, tools, language and self. India. The culture of India refers collectively to the thousands of distinct and unique cultures of all religions and communities present in India. India's languages, religions, dance, music, architecture, food, and customs differ from place to place. The Indian culture often labeled as an amalgamation of several cultures. India is a land of unity in diversity. The term unity in diversity refers to the state of togetherness or oneness in spite of presence of diversity. The culture of India is the oldest yet unique and colorful. There are certain welcoming about India that are known worldwide. For instance, greeting to elders and outsiders. Namaste is the most common way of greeting. In India, younger touching elders' feet, it shows great respect to their elders. I have always believed in the concept of Atithi Devo Bhava, which means the guest is considered equal to God. There are different types of festivals celebrated in India. People celebrate national festivals like Independence Day, Republic Day, as well as religional festivals like Dashera, Diwali, Raksha Bandhan, Holi, Eid, Buddh Purnima, Christmas, New Year, and many more. Art, literature, theatre, and film and architecture have flourished in India for centuries and they continue to flourish today. The Ramayana is one of the oldest known epic works of literature. India is full of talents in the field of art or architecture, including paintings, rangoli, poetry, and textile arts like woven silk. India is rich in heritage, and some of the main UNESCO World Heritage sites in India are Taj Mahal, the most popular classical dance form, are Bharatnatyam, Kathakali, Kathak, Manipuri, etc. Folk dances are mainly performed in any occasion like birth of child, festivals, harvesting seasons, wedding events, etc. For Indians, music is to soul, is to body. There are basically two types of music schools, the Hindustani music and the Carnatic music. Indian clothing is closely identified with the colorful silk saris worn by many of the country's women. Different regions of India have different speciality and variety of saris. The traditional clothing for men is the dhoti, an unstitched piece of cloth that is tied around the waist and legs. Korea. Korean culture is profoundly influenced by Confucian principles, and this pervades not only personal lives but also business. Confucianism supports group harmony, respect for elders and authority, the importance of family, friendship, and ancestors, and also tradition. It has its unique one culture, character, cloth, and food that separates from the countries nearby. Korea. Diligent and hard work and humbleness are characteristics respected by Koreans. They are proud of their unique traditional culture and their economic success within short period of time. Korea celebrates 12 Korean national holidays. The official language of South Korea is Hangul. South Korea is a republic nation with shared power between the president, legislature, and courts. South Korean people are very active. Koreans practicing and playing baseball, basketball, soccer, golf, hiking, rocking, skiing, snowboarding, scuba diving, fishing, dance, mountain biking, bowling, table tennis, and badminton. South Korea also has an active breakdancing and salsa culture. Similarities between culture of India and South Korea. Contrary to the Western society, both Asian societies do share some similarities. You can find traditional gender roles existing especially away from the cities. Men are expected to handle business and get money, while women are expected to do domestic work. Sexism does exist when men usually occupy higher position in companies and women handle the usually lower level position. People of both countries have good family bonding and children can stay with their parents even after graduating university. The typical tussle between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law is common in both countries. People in both countries are overly and visibly proud of their nation and culture. Both Bollywood and K-pop objectifies and portrays women to get more viewership. Many people believe in God in both countries, while it's Hinduism and Islam that leads to faith in India. It's mostly Christianity that enforces belief in God among Koreans. Korean word for mother is Amma and that of father is Abahu. These are the same words for father and mother in Kannada. Also, the grammar structure of Indian languages and Korean languages is quite similar. The main crop of they used to grow rice. Rice was and still is their staple food. Even in South India, rice is the staple food. Finally, to the end, the biggest coincidence is in the Independence Day. India got independence on August 15, 1947. Similarly, Korea got liberated from Japan colonial rule on 15th August 1945. Both the countries celebrate their Independence Day every year on August. Differences between culture of India and South Korea. Korea supports innovation, research and developing their own technology, goods and products that are deliverable worldwide. India mostly acquires foreign technologies and import goods. Koreans work as long as 12 hours a day, which does help the economy but affects their own life and family. Indians work 9 hours a day on average and can have more time for themselves and their families. There is heavy drinking culture in Korea and people are forced to consume alcohol. In India, people can refuse drinking and can expect their decision to be respected. Greeting way of India is Namaste, joining hands together. And greeting way of South Korea is bow to individuals. Korean most famous traditional attire is called hanbok and it symbolizes the beautiful Korean tradition. And traditional outfit for women in north and east is sari. To conclude, the cross-cultural management became a significant important for multinational organization. The cross-cultural diversity within the organization's workforce is one of the important factors. The culture can be defined as a unique set of expectations and assumptions about how to do business and the cultural diversity deemed to be difficult for prediction. The culture can be explained as knowledge learned and acquired by the people that enables them in interpretation of behavior and interacts with each other in the society. Understanding cultural diversity in global business is very important for organization as culture within the society characterizes the people in different aspects such as how the people within the society live, how they behave and interact with other groups. Culture also identifies the norms and values and beliefs of the society and how the people perceive their lives.